7 minutes in Intermodal.
All right, welcome back to 7 Minutes in Intermodal. This is episode number 10, and I'm here today with Antonis with container news out of Greece. Antonis, thanks for coming on.
Hi, John Luis. Congratulations on your podcast, and thank you very much for your invite.
Yeah, of course. Of course, yeah, appreciate it. Tell us where you are, where container news is, and a little bit about container news.
Yeah, sure. We are based in Athens. Actually, we are based in Piraeus. We are near the port in Greece. Container News is a shipping news website specializing in the container shipping industry. The platform was created by shipping executives as an initiative aiming to offer fast, accurate, and reliable information to all companies and professionals having transport activities in the shipping sector. After almost 5 years, we have achieved to count more than 1.5 million unique readers and 2.5 million page views on a yearly basis.
Wow.
At the same time, I would say that we have a strong presence on social media with over 100,000 followers on our channels. And we also manage to build a strong network of reporters and journalists around the world. With their help, we monitor the global shipping industry and we try to cover all the important stories on a daily basis.
Yeah, and before we got connected, like I was telling you, I hadn't made that connection, but I've for sure used container news even from here in Miami. But what's interesting, you told me on a phone call we had before this, was that majority of your readers, is it true, majority of them are here in the US?
Yeah, it's true. It's true that an important percentage of our readers comes from the United States. I guess it is a result of the interest that US-based companies are showing on the container shipping developments. As United States is one of the largest shipping markets in the world, it seems quite logical that shipping executives and professionals want to stay up to date on new developments in the industry because, these developments could potentially affect their businesses. So at the same time, at Container News, we are trying to cover the global market. And of course, US is one of our main focus points. So I believe that our audience can find really interesting and some exclusive stories related to the United States shipping market.
Yeah, and it's amazing how quick y'all are as well. I know I'm just speaking geographically. Of course, you're overseas, but I know you have a team and such, and I know you are quick because, like I said, I find out about stuff. I guess it helps that you're ahead of us and time-wise as well. I think like 8 hours. So you pick up on the things, but it's amazing how quick y'all are. With the global market, I know it's on everybody's mind, and it's something you and I talked about a bit as well. So what's going on? What's the outlook? It's interesting to get it from y'all's perspective since you see everything.
Yeah. The million-dollar question of the industry right now is about the market recovery, right? First of all, I think it's interesting to clarify and to see what we mean when we say that the market needs to recover.
That's true.
Where exactly do we expect to see that recovery? Do we expect a recovery in freight rates? Do we expect a recovery in container demand-supply balance?
Right.
Do we expect a recovery in charter costs? So, it's a general question that includes several parts of the game. But if you would like to look at the side of ocean carriers, for example, we all see them reporting now huge year-over-year drops in revenues and profits. And, there are people that say this is not normal. They must regain what they have lost. The rates should increase again, etc. But we must remember that the previous year, which is usually the point of comparison, was not a normal year, right? 2022 was one of the craziest years in history in terms of freight rates.
Sure.
We saw all-time record highs in container rates, which increased significantly the financial figures of the ocean carriers.
Right.
Actually, the vast majority of them broke records in revenues, earnings, profits, etc. last year.
Right.
So everyone can understand that a dream period like this cannot last forever.
Sure.
I guess. We see now ocean carriers report results closer to pre-pandemic levels, which is translating to massive year-over-year declines,
Yeah.
which is true.
Yeah.
But we compare the current results with an extremely abnormal period.
Yeah. Can't really compare.
Yeah, right. So in the end, I see the current situation, let's say, more like a return to reality than a current abnormality of the market.
Right. Yeah.
That doesn't mean that everything is just like 2019. I mean, as I said, there are several factors that affect the market. For instance, we must take into consideration that although container rates are close to pre-pandemic levels,
Yeah.
The average cost to charter a new ship is significantly higher. Or fuel costs have also increased compared to 2019 levels. There are now new trade and regulatory challenges that carriers must face. There are some extraordinary, some unexpected events like the ongoing tensions on the Red Sea, which, all that can have a great impact on the container shipping market.
Right.
So, in the end, the market, is affected by so many factors that it would be very simplistic to say that rates are down, market has a problem, so we must increase the rates to solve the problem. We all know that it is not working like that. That's my quick view on the market situation and the recovery. I don't know if you wonder if I have answered your question.
But I like that. No, you did,
Yeah.
but I like that because you're talking about that holistic approach. You got to look at the big picture, and I think that's what I'm guilty of it as well. We look at one or two numbers and we say things are bad, but like you said, there's so many factors behind it, good and not so good, that we can't just look at one thing. Like you mentioned fuel and you mentioned other stuff, so it's a nice reminder to look at the big picture of things, look at it holistically. And actually, I'm not surprised that you look at it that way, since you have so much information, so much data that you're able to. But sometimes we get stuck in our silo of, all right, it's bad just because of this one number, but that's not necessarily the case. So it makes sense that you look at it that way.
Yeah, in my opinion, there is not a straight answer to that. What we can do is try to analyze the current facts, see current trends of the market, look at the updated data, and generally monitor the ongoing developments.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so just to wrap it up on this one, we're definitely going to have to do another one, and maybe we'll even do it from Greece. I'll look at some flights. But what's one thing about container news that you would like for the intermodal world to know?
I think that the most important thing that I would like container news readers or potential readers or everyone in the industry to know is that we are really trying to offer accurate and reliable information in the fastest way possible. We understand that nowadays time is critical. Time is probably the most important element for everyone. So we are trying to provide our readers with direct and comprehensive stories, which are really important for the container shipping industry.
Awesome. Well, you are doing a really good job of it, and that's for sure. And so we'll wrap this one up here. Antonis, thanks for coming on. And we're for sure going to have to get you back in January, and appreciate all the insight. Congrats on all you are doing.
Sure. With great pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.